afternoon, everyone, and I'm Megan Glova from Wolfpack Sports TV alongside Mark DeLandro. We are at the NC State Lower Method Fields for the women's lacrosse game for NC State versus Duke University.
Opening draw. NC State's got the ball. Megan, it's a great day for lacrosse out here at Lower Field.
It is indeed. Right now we got Kawini Gomes with the ball, and she just passed it off to Dominique DeLandro.
There's a shot and a goal.
That's one for NC State.
Goal by Veronica, number 9, unassisted. Perfect. Corey's over there on the scoring table. NC State's up 1-0 against Duke. This is exciting. Back for another draw at midfield. Dominique DeLandro is doing the draws right now. Ground ball by Dominique, number 3.
Dominique DeLandro rushes down the field. She's holding off Duke very well.
Under a lot of pressure. Good pass, good ball control. It's very important for NC State to just relax and control the ball today. They're going to give Duke a good game.
Adair Hudson now has the ball. She's holding off Duke well. Pass it off to number 19, Megan Haddad. Dominique DeLandro back with the ball. She comes in from the inside and scores.
Scores by Dominique, number 3. Megan, that was very good ball control by NC State.
Fantastic.
They had the ball, they got the draw, they kept control, they took their time, made good passes before they made a rush for the goal. That was very well done.
That's what it takes. How exactly does the restart work in women's lacrosse for our viewers that don't know?
After every goal is scored, they have a new draw in the center field between the two teams. Each team's allowed to put 4 girls out around the circle. The referee puts the ball in the middle and they blow the whistle and they start the ball by throwing it up in the air as a draw. That draw was won by Duke. They've got the ball. That was a penalty on NC State. It looks like it might be a direct shot. She's on the 8. Good save. Good save.
Saved by NC State goalie. Duke back with the ball again.
Looks like NC State's playing a woman-on-woman defense today. Goal by Duke.
Duke and NC State are now tied 1-1. 2-1, my mistake.
It's all right. Okay, so there was a goal by Duke, so once again we go to a draw in the center field. Each team's allowed to put 4 girls around the circle. It's center field. Ref puts the ball, the clock's running, so it's a free-flowing game, so they try to do these draws quickly. I think this might be Courtney. Courtney's doing the draw right now for NC State.
Courtney Breen.
Courtney controlled the draw coming down the field on the left-hand side.
That is number 9, Veronica Dykes with the ball, and she scores one more for NC State.
All right, goal, NC State. 3-1. You can see, Megan, it's a pretty fast-paced game.
Indeed
When they
it
get the
is.
ball on the draw, typically the girls are running down the field, moving very fast, making passes, looking for an opening to get close to the goal to make the shot. In case you notice so far, all 4 goals have been scored right around the crease, which is right around the goal.
Right.
There's a reason for that. Here comes our draw. Courtney's back out there for NC State. Ball's on the ground.
And
Good.
that's NC State with the draw.
Look at your right. Look across field.
21 looks wide open. Good pass.
Watch your right. On you.
Don't rush.
Number 21, Casey Nesbitt, keeps a hold of the ball, and she now passes to number 12,
Shot hit the
Adair
goalpost.
Hudson.
Defense, get down. Defense, get down.
Balls, Duke's got the ball coming down the field. NC State's got to hustle to stop the fast break. Good hustle by NC State to settle down Duke, force them out.
Now, Mark, why didn't they check right there?
That's an interesting question, Megan. Girls are only allowed to check if it's in a position where the ball's away from the girl's head, because they're worried about the girl's safety. So checks always have to be away from the head. So they cannot always check the ball. In that case, though, the whistle is blown outside the 8. There's 2 arcs, a 12, an 8, and a 12. If the whistle blows as a penalty outside the 8, then it's an indirect, and the girl has to make a pass. She cannot shoot directly at the goal. So it's important for the NC State defense to keep the Duke women outside the 8. There's a score by Duke.
Another goal for Duke there.
While they're setting up for the draw, Megan, the reason most of the goals are around the crease area, if you're watching at home, is because in women's lacrosse they have a thing called shooting space. And if a girl takes a shot at the goal with a player between her and the goalie, it's called shooting space, and the shooter actually gets a penalty. So the reason the girls are shooting so close to the goal is they don't want a defender between them and the goal when they take the shot.
Now, during the draw, considering such a high intensity level of the girls, would you say penalties are more likely to occur during the draw or
Actually,
more during the game?
during the game, especially when you're inside the 8-yard area, the 8-yard circle, because in that case, the ref blew the whistle because the ball did not come straight up in the air. The ball has to, on the draw, try to, as I told you before, has to come straight up in the air. If it doesn't, Duke's moving the ball well.
Another goal for Duke.
Goal for Duke. It's going to be a very exciting run and gun game.
It's going to be a close one.
If NC State wants to stay in the game against the Duke running team, they're going to have to control the ball more. If they get the ball, they have to try to slow the ball down on offense. Run what's called a slow and deliberate offense.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yes. Here comes another draw. Courtney's again out there. Ball's on the ground. Ground ball by Duke.
Duke charges down the field. Another goal for Duke. Duke is now up 1 to NC State.
Maggie, you could definitely see that it's a fast-paced game.
Oh, most
I
definitely.
mean, these girls are running all the time. They're, as soon as the draw is the only lull out here.
There's no stopping them.
Win the draw, State.
They've now substituted Dominique DeLandro for number 10, Kawini Gomes.
And 10's got the ball. The draw won by NC State.
Ball's passed to number 6, Maya Balasa. And back to Kawini Gomes.
Ball's on the ground. Ground ball by Duke. You see the girls are running pretty fast down this 100-yard field. Ball's on the ground, another ground ball by Duke. All right, let's see what that call is. See if it's against NC State or against Duke. Looks like they're gonna call NC State for a block, which gives them a direct shot from the 8 meter. Direct shot is like a penalty shot. Hit the goalpost, good save.
Another goal by Duke. How many timeouts tend to be in the game, Mark?
Women's lacrosse typically has 1 timeout per half per team. So timeouts are kind of rare, but I think today the sun's out, it's hot, people are running up and down the field. I think it's a good choice for NC State to take their timeout and take a deep breath.
And by looking at the roster, I see there's a lot of freshmen on the NC State team. Do you think that will affect them positively or negatively in the long run of the season?
I think it's a positive thing.
Right.
And it gives them a lot of players. It means a lot of girls are coming up from high schools around the country to NC State, and I think it's great to have this many freshmen.
Got some fresh legs in there.
It also bodes well for the sport and for the program here at NC State to have that many freshmen coming out, because the rigors at the engineering school here are pretty hard on the students, and you know, it's tough to do the challenge of studies and sports.
Yeah, but listen,
so it's good to
they can handle it.
Yeah, get the freshmen out here, and it's good for the team.
What happens to be the difference between the men's and women's lacrosse games?
Oh, there's so many differences. It even starts with the color of the ball, Megan. Women play with a yellow ball.
And men
play
play
with a white ball. The women's team, if you've been noticing out there for folks at home, the women's team plays 12 players.
Right.
On the men's lacrosse, they only play 10.
Okay.
So the field is larger. The goals are farther apart on women's field than men's field. Playing with 12 players, they do things different, like the draws versus the face-offs that the men do. Men all wear their padding and all their gear because men have a lot of contact. They're allowed full body checking in men's lacrosse. Women is more of a finesse game.
So does that lead to any penalty differences?
It does. You'll see a lot more whistles in women's lacrosse strictly because the refs, they want to protect the girls and keep them from injury. So anytime there's a question of about a stick getting near a girl's head, they're typically going to blow the whistle in order to stop play.
Makes sense.
Big difference is you see the girls going back out here after the timeout. If you look at their sticks, the women's sticks are a little different than the men's.
Right.
Men are allowed a deeper pocket. The women have to have a smaller pocket where the ball has to be visible, whereas in men's lacrosse they have a deeper pocket and they're able to keep that ball deep down in the stick and do a lot more finesse with moving of their stick. Courtney's back out for the draw. Ball's on the ground.
And it's a close one, but grabbed up by Duke.
Duke's running again. NC State's moving back to pick up their woman-on-woman defense. For folks watching at home, women's lacrosse is set up where you have your two arcs. We keep talking about the 8 and the 12. Typically, the girls are setting up on the perimeter around the 8 and around the 12 and have their ball moving around the goal. Duke still has possession.
One more up for Duke.
Another shot and goal by Duke. There is a 3-second rule in women's lacrosse, similar that you might hear in basketball. The reason you see the women's on this arc, as I call it, the 8 and the 12, is if a girl has to be within a stick length of the girl she's defending if she's inside the 8. If the defender is not within a stick length of the attacker, then there could be what's called a 3-second penalty, which would be a direct shot by the attack.
We currently have Courtney Breen in center again.
Whistle. Looks like NC State ball. She's got an open girl there. Shot by number 9 and a save by Alex, the goalie for Duke.
Veronica Dykes with the ball again. She passes off to number 7, Kayla Young.
Ground ball, Duke's got it. All right, NC
number
State
6.
intercepted the ball. Ground ball by 7, number 7.
Back to Kayla Young again.
NC State's taking their time, which is good. They're holding the ball. There's a pass.
Very
a bounce
close.
shot by 14, just missed. NC State's got the ball, number 21. There's a feed to the center. Ball's on the ground. Duke came up with it. Ball's on the ground.
This could be.
Duke got it back. Oh, all right.
Another goal by Duke.
Duke's putting a lot of pressure on these NC State defenders today. They got some tall attack women out there.
I feel like as long as NC State keeps going steady, keeps going slow, manages their passes well, they'll be able to catch back up.
Absolutely. The key to the game here for NC State is not to play a run and gun offense with the Duke team.
Exactly.
Ground ball. Dominique's got it, number 3 for NC State. Good pass to number 19.
That is Megan Haddad.
Over to number 9. She passed to number 4. All right, Carrie's got the ball, number 4 on the left wing there.
Pass off number 21, Casey Nesbitt.
This is very good. NC State's already made 6 passes in the time they've had the ball here. This is very good.
Like I said, they're going slow and steady. That seems to be helping them.
The best way for them to stay in the game is to control the ball. There was a feed to the center ball. Duke unfortunately got the ground ball back. Duke's moving the ball down in the offensive zone. Ref's going to call a push against NC State on that call there on number 8, but it's not a direct shot. Duke's just going to get the possession back.
Now, why do we see only 3 Duke players on the far right end of the field?
Okay, well, what happens is because they're playing 12 women, you got 3 sections. You have attack, you have midfielders, and you have defenders. Each team has to keep 4 defenders back on their side of the field. That's a goalie and 3 defensive players, 3 defensemen. The attack and the midfielders can stay in the offensive part of the field.
And NC
Ball's
State just
on the
switched out
ground.
number 9 for number 7.
Ground ball picked up by 11. Ball's on the ground again.
Scooped up by NC State.
Yeah, number 7's got it.
Kaylee Young charges down the field. Picking up the pace for NC State.
NC State's down on the offensive end now, spreading the ball out. Back to 21.
Duke takes possession once again.
Duke's charging down the field again. Pass, ball's on the ground. Number 8 just got the ground ball for NC State. Good pass to 11. Moving the ball up the field well, back to 12. They're spreading the ball out. Ball to 19.
19 passes back to number 4, Carrie Schroeder.
All right, so NC State's got the ball in the offensive zone. They spread it out. They're keeping the ball around on the arc, and they're going to look for a cutter as these women, they're going to look for a cutter or try to get an isolation and then try to get one of the girls on an ISO to go through to giving a shot on goal. Duke's playing, most of the women's lacrosse is woman on woman, or sometimes what's called man on man, where each person's covering a certain person because it's hard to play a zone with the amount of ball movement that you see with all these people moving around.
Right.
They try to play woman on woman until, as you can see, that cutter number 4 just cut through.
Now, I know we're not too far into the game, but last time NC State played Duke, we had a little bit of an upset. How do you think we're looking so far?
I think NC State's playing much better today than the last time they played this Duke team.
Good to hear.
They have good ball control. They're moving the ball around well, passing it, keeping their eyes open, making the passes, controlling the ball. That's very good. There goes a shot.
Just
A
missed.
save. There's a whistle. It's going to stay Duke ball, though. Duke's coming up the field again. There was a check attempt out there by number 8. The ref blew the whistle. Probably thought that the stick was a little too close to the head. It should be, but it's an indirect shot. She's outside the 12, so she's going to have to make a pass. Duke's got some good ball movement going this time. Good save.
Good save by NC State's goalie.
All right, NC State's trying to clear the ball out of the zone, move it on offense. Number 17. How's the time looking, Corey?
1:30.
Ball's now passed off to number 21 for NC State, Casey Nesbitt.
We think there's about 5 minutes left in the half. It's halftime's 25 minutes with a running clock. They play 2 halves in women's lacrosse. In men's lacrosse, they play 4 quarters.
Do you think that has any effect on the game overall?
Ooh. Well, definitely women are going to get a lot more tired because they're running all the time for the whole 25 minutes.
Right.
Men's lacrosse are 4 15-minute quarters, and they have, every time a ball stoppage, they stop the clock.
And for what I'm seeing from men's lacrosse, it tends to look like that men's lacrosse switches out more players than women's. Is that correct?
That is correct. The men do a lot more shifting because every time there's a whistle, they're allowed to substitute players. Women's lacrosse, there's almost any time between a penalty whistle, they reset the ball, there's not enough time to substitute players. I think they just called that 3-second penalty we told you about. If you're not on your defender within 1 stick length for 3 seconds, it's going to give Duke a free shot here.
And Duke now goes up by 1 more.
Score is 8-3. NC State is behind. As you can see from the pace of play, though, 5 goals is not a big lead in lacrosse. 5 goals can be scored pretty quickly.
They've still got time.
All right, Dominique's out for the draw for NC State this time. Duke wins the draw. Good check, but Duke got the ball back. Goalie's got the ball. Goalie's got the ball. She's got plenty of time. That's halftime. End of the first half, Megan. Looks like Duke is up 8-3 against NC State.
NC State's still got a chance for a comeback, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Girls are they get about a 10-minute halftime, a 5 or 10-minute halftime. It's up to the teams and the ref how they're going to do the halftime.
We'll be right back from Wolfpack Sports TV. This is your NC State Women's Club Lacrosse game versus Duke. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished up halftime for Women's Club Lacrosse, NC State versus Duke. Duke is up 8-3 against NC State. And we've got Courtney Breen in the center.
All right, second half, they switched sides of the field for you folks at home. There's a draw. Ground ball. Ball. All right. Going to be Duke ball on the whistle. NC State's moving back to defense, going to pick up their players.
Talk defense, you're quiet! Louder, girls!
They're playing that woman-on-woman defense again. Good save.
Now, NC State's not behind by a lot, Mark, but as we were talking about during halftime, State really has to rely on skill in order to catch up to Duke right now, and they just got to keep the ball out of Duke's hands and they'll be in good shape.
I agree, Megan. It's just NC State needs to get possession and maintain possession. Keep the ball out of the run and gun offense that Duke's been using. Duke's lining up 3 cutters over there on the left-hand side, and they're alternating cutters through, trying to get somebody from NC State to drop off the woman-to-woman coverage there. Have you seen that, Megan?
I have. And
That's good stop. Let's see what the whistle is. If they're calling a penalty on NC State, it might give Duke a penalty shot. Yep, there it is, a direct shot. Okay, this is going to be a tough one. Good save. Good save but Duke got the ball back. Ball's on the ground.
and picked up once again by Duke.
Good save again by the goalie. Adore's really kept them in the game this half, Megan. She's made 3 or 4 really big saves already. All right, goal by Duke.
Score is now 9-3. Duke is up.
Boy, that was a tough 4 or 5 shots in a row there.
It was,
Just
but
a little bit of bad luck that every rebound went back to a Duke player.
But as we mentioned, Duke does have fewer players on their team than NC State does, so they also have less people to switch out. So in the long run, considering we're in the second half now, they could end up being more tired than NC State, and that could give NC State the advantage.
Absolutely. Looks like Courtney's back out for this draw. All right, there was a call there. It's going to be Duke ball. That's the same thing we talked about before on the draws, where the ball has to be straight up in the air, not pushed in one direction.
Duke's keeping good hold of the ball. NC State's still fighting strong, though.
Another save by the goalie. All right, Duke's got the ball behind the goal, made a feed out front. Ball's on the ground. Looks like Duke did maintain possession again after the whistle. Good block by the goalie again. Ground ball. Duke got it back again. Ball's on the ground. They're fighting for it.
Scoop back up by Duke.
Good save by the goalie yet again. That's like her 7th save. Looks like NC State ball. Oh, ball intercepted by Duke. Duke's settling the ball down, holding it out front. Good save again by Adora. The Duke offense is putting a lot of pressure here on NC State. They're not only controlling the ball, but it's like every save and bounce goes their way, so they maintain possession.
Although when NC State does get the ball, they tend to be keeping the ball off the ground. So as long as they get it to their side, I feel like they'll be able to have a good chance catching up.
Absolutely. It was a good feed and a good shot by that Duke team. Substitutions going in for NC State. Looks like number 5 and 11 going in.
That is Sarah Marrow and Kyra Pruitt.
Looks like Jordan Haley taking a little rest break. All right, Dominique's on the draw again for NC State. Ball's in the air. Ground ball picked up by NC State. Number 10, Kiwini has it. She's pushing into the goal, got a shot, and scores.
One up for NC State.
Goal by number 10, Kiwini.
Now I know NC State's behind and they might be feeling a little pressure to catch up to Duke, but I feel like if they keep their composure, they keep handling the ball well, and they just play like they just did, make another pass just like that, they'll be in very good shape. They could have a
Yes,
win.
every possession right now is huge for NC State. They've got to get these draws every time if possible. Dominique's back out there. Knock it down. Duke got the ball. They're moving on offense now. I think they're going to make that penalty call on number 5, White. I wonder, NC State, I wonder if this is out. Looks like it's far enough out that it's going to be an indirect. She might have to pass on this one. Duke continues to maintain possession. Ball's on the ground. All right, looks like Duke got the ground ball back.
Now, although Duke is ahead, it seems like more towards the second half, they've been fumbling the ball a little bit more, keeping it more on the ground than in the air, which could be an advantage to NC State.
Another big save by the goalie for NC State. Another big save. Loose ball picked up by Duke. Ball's back to NC State. Looks like number 14, Courtney's got the ball, moving up the field on the right-hand side. There's a whistle. Duke gets possession. Duke's got the ball again.
Duke taking it steady, trying to maintain control. And that's one more goal for Duke.
Anybody on D want a sub? Come on, D. Anybody on D?
11-4, Megan, in favor of Duke at the moment.
The whole time I'm like,
Looks like NC State's going to try somebody new on the draw, number 21, Casey. Ground ball won by Duke. Ball intercepted by NC State.
And that is number 13, Haley Lowmiller.
She's got the ball. She's running the field up on the left. She's got some legs. She's moving pretty fast. Making a pass across the center.
Intercepted by Duke.
Duke's hustling down the field. Got the ball in the offensive zone already. Another shot by Duke goes in. Looks like Duke's calling a timeout. Tell you, Megan, Duke is putting a lot of pressure on NC State today.
Oh, most definitely.
They are running and hustling up and down the field, and NC State's having a tough time on the transition, getting enough people back to cover that spread out offense of Duke as they run down the field.
Hopefully this timeout will give NC State a moment to catch their breath, keep their composure, and be able to come back strong.
It's almost like if we could be inside that huddle there, listening to what they're saying over there, Megan. Sounds like the team captains are talking to the girls about getting back on defense and getting in position.
But like we mentioned before, there's also a lot of freshmen on this NC State team, and I feel like even though they're behind, this is going to be a really good learning experience for them, regardless whether they win or lose, because Duke's definitely a competitor, and hopefully, as much as we'd like to see them win, hopefully we don't have the same result as the last time they played.
Well, it's interesting. It's good that the girls are out here for the fall season to kind of get their legs under them and kind of get working together as a team. This is the first time all these women have even seen each other or been together or practiced or played.
Right. It's only the beginning.
Good news is all these NC State women look highly motivated and still have a lot of enthusiasm for the game today. None of them here are hanging their heads or even thinking about the score. They're all
they're
out
still
there.
in this. They're still in this, all right.
They're calm. There's no frustration over there.
And we're starting up again.
All right, back after the timeout.
It looks like we're sending out number 14 to the center, Courtney Breen, once again.
This draw is important.
And NC State.
State's got it. Moving the ball down to offense. Cross midfield. Looks like Duke's trying to double team the ball, but she worked out of it. There's a pass. Ball's on the ground, but number 6 is hustling. Number 2, good ground ball.
NC State's just got to maintain control.
All right, then he makes a good pass to Dominique.
Fumbled by NC State.
Ref blew the whistle. Looks like that was a check towards the head. I don't know what that. They're going to get a direct shot here by Dominique. NC State's controlling the ball, making good passes from 3 to 19 to number 7. They'll call against Duke. That's going to be, no, they called a charge, looks like, on NC State. Ball's on the ground.
Scoop back up by number 2, NC State.
Excellent. NC State's got the ball back, moving down to the offense. 2 passes it off to number 19, Megan. Megan, somebody's cutting. NC State
Back
passes.
over to Dominique.
Yeah. Ball's on the ground, picked up by 21. NC State maintains possession. There's a feed. Dominique has the ball. NC State still got the ball.
Dominique's looking strong, dodging those Duke girls left and right.
NC State's got great ball control right now. They've maintained the possession for a good couple of minutes. They just need to look for a good open person to feed the ball to. Megan, number 19, Megan's got it, passes to number 3, Dominique. Dominique feeds the center to Courtney, who was cutting. Ball's on the ground, Duke got it.
Duke is charging back over to their side. Hopefully NC State can get it back.
Duke's got this transition passing going again. Moving back up the field, it's a bad pass, but Duke's gonna be able to run it down and get the ground ball. All right, Duke's back behind the goal with the ball. Boy, NC State had a good shot, a good run at offense back there. Now they need to just hold the Duke women. Defense is calling out their players. Duke's got the ball behind. They're going to be looking for a cutter here. Ball's on the ground. Ground ball. Number 2's trying to scoop it up.
And taken back by Duke.
Ball's on the ground. Looks like number 14, Courtney, got the ground ball. Courtney's coming up the field, getting up across midfield. Ball's checked on the ground. Ground ball by Megan. Looks like number 19's got it.
Megan passed off to number 4, Carrie Schroeder.
NC State's got it on offense. They need to settle it down, look for a cutter or make a break for the goal. This is good. Women are controlling it. Number
Nice
7.
snag by NC State.
Number 7 took a good shot, just missed the goal. I think that's a call against Call against NC State. Duke's got the ball behind the goal. Ball's on the ground, intercepted by 3, number Dominique. Makes a good pass to Courtney. Courtney takes a shot and scores!
NC State.
Goal by number 14, Courtney, assisted by number 3, Dominique. That's a good goal for NC State. Very nice. That was a very good pass. Okay, looks like number 3, Dominique, is back on the draw. Another big one for NC State here. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Duke. Duke's running down the field towards, they're in the offensive zone, makes a good pass. That's going to be a push against number 11 for NC State. Looks like Duke's going to get a shot here.
It's okay, Kira.
And it's a goal by Duke.
NC State's feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, you can see that, boy, those calls inside that 8 where they get the free shot is, I mean, it's just like it's like a penalty shot. It's very tough to save those. Yes. How's the time look? You keep track of that at all for this half?
It's 2:02, so probably about 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
10, 12 minutes in.
There's a draw. Ball's on the ground.
Picked up by Duke.
Duke has another ground ball. That's good defense, NC State. Good defense. Ball's on the ground. All right, Duke picked it up. Duke's got the ball on offense, moving the ball around. NC State did well keeping them out right there.
We had a pretty nice streak a while ago of saves by the goalie. Hopefully, if Duke continues to keep scoring, we can keep that up.
Duke is definitely looking for a cutter on this play.
Do you guys have a Band-Aid by chance?
I would ask the guy
It looks like Duke's getting another direct shot. Oh, good try.
Another one up for Duke.
Goal by Duke. Tell you, Megan, it's just if you hear a whistle inside that 8, it's tough because it gives a direct shot to the other team.
Right, that's happened quite a few times so far in
Yes,
this game.
that's hurt the NC State team for at least 5 or 6 goals today. Those are almost impossible for that goalie to stop because the goal is so big and that ball is so small. All right, Dominique's out for the draw again. Ball's on the, there's a whistle. We'll see what the call is. Oh, calls against NC State. Dukes gets the ball. Duke's moving the ball. Ball's on the ground. Looks like Duke's gonna scoop it up pretty easy. Ball's on the ground, scooped up by NC State, number 8, Jordan. Ball's on the ground again. Jordan still has it. There's a pass to number 12. Adair's got the ball. She passes across. Ball's intercepted by Duke. Got a girl got hurt out there, looks like. Number 10, Kilweenie, looks like she got hit with a stick in the face. Guess she's all right. NC State's got the ball. Number 3, Dominique has it.
Charging down the field. Dominique's got some legs on her for sure.
Good pass back to number 13, Haley. Haley's made a good pass. Number 8, Jordan's got it. NC State's got the ball back on offense, looking for a player. There's a feed, ball, just missed number 4. Just missed carry. There's another whistle. Looks like it's Duke's ball. Duke's moving down the field very fast, running, got the ball coming into the offensive zone already. There's a feed, shot saved by the goalie. Good save. Duke still has the ball. There's a feed to the center and a shot and another save by the goalie. Good save by the NC State goalie.
Now I'm rather impressed by the NC State goalie considering she's only a freshman. That means this is only the beginning of the season. She's got a long way ahead of her and she's already doing fantastic so far.
She's had a great number of saves. We don't have the stat book here, but she's had at least 12 or 13 saves, I think, Megan.
Oh, I'm sure.
Looks like there's a NC State timeout. That's something different in the women's game from the men's game. You notice they just called that timeout. All the girls left their sticks laying right on the ground, because what they'll do is they'll start from the exact same spot after the timeout. So the girls just leave their sticks where they were on the field, and when the timeout's over, they'll go back to where their stick is, and the game will restart with everybody in the same position that they were in when the timeout got called. Time looked like it's against the NC State team. The score is 14-5, and there's probably 5 to 7 minutes left in the game.
You never know though, anything can happen.
Anything could happen. It's a very fast-paced game. The goals come in bunches and in flurries. Every time. No, it's interesting. Somebody just asked a question about what the coaching's like for these teams. This is a club team fall sport, and club teams do not have coaches. Only the Division I varsity teams have coaches. So the club teams are self-coached by normally, one of the seniors or one of the veteran players on the team.
Well, considering they're self-coached, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's very amazing how well the girls work together, the patience. You don't hear any yelling or screaming. You hear a lot of positive encouragement from the sidelines.
Exactly.
The girls are really working pretty well together for being a self-coached, self-led team. There's always rumor that NC State's going to get back into Division I lacrosse. There's been talk every year about, making another NCAA sport.
Well, if they do end up doing that, some of these girls could definitely be in the running to be on that team.
Absolutely. They're running well, they're passing well, they're controlling the ball. It's just a matter of tightening up some of the transition game. And that freshman goalie really looks like she's got some potential for the team this year.
Oh, most definitely.
NC State's got the ball, moving in on offense. Feed in the center, ball intercepted. Ball's on the ground, and it's a goal. Goal by NC State, number 21, Casey Nesbitt. 14-6 for Duke. NC State could really use one more goal. Another goal here, getting the score to 14-7 would make a big difference. Dominique back out on the draw for NC State. Good ball, number 12. Adair's got the ball. Ground ball. Ball's on the ground, looking for a ground ball. Girls, Duke's got the scoop. Ball's down again. Ball's still on the ground, came up number 9. Number 9, Veronica's got the ball. Running up the field to the offense, across midfield already. Looking good.
Pass off to
Good
number
pass,
4.
number 4. Behind the goal. Number 7 got called for a charge last time she made that move. Let's see what the ref calls this time. Is that game? They just made the call. That's the game.
That's final score of 14 Duke, 6 NC State. That's all we got for you today from the Women's Club Lacrosse versus Duke game. Have a nice day.